No, only messing. Yeah, look, first time back in the ring in fucking a long time, and you know, it's not that I was out of the ring for, you know, injuries or anything like that. There, I was out of the ring because, you know, I was coming off a heavy defeat, and there was definitely question marks over what's next for me, you know, and myself and my career. And I think I had overcome a lot tonight. Not so much in the fight, but you know, in the build-up, a lot of memories, a lot of things, you know, from your last fight, because that was the last thing to go off. So I'm very happy with the way that I controlled myself before the fight. You know, kept myself disciplined, kept myself very fully focused, getting into the ring. Been doing a lot of work recently with a very close friend of mine, Shane O'Sullivan. We went through a lot, and you know, of the mindset of things, and you know, I was really happy the way things turned out tonight before we got into the ring.
What about your opponent? Very tricky guy, obviously.
Yeah.
A survivor.
Yeah, without a doubt. You know, I think a lot of us know as well. A couple of days ago, Barry, the sweat was dripping off you. We had an opponent, Kim Poulsen, with an unbelievable record, 30-6, and it would have been the perfect fight to come back. Kim tore his bicep, showed his medical reports, everything like that. I wish him well, I wish him a good recovery. Then we had another lad, Armenian, Hunanian, tough operator as well. Obviously at that kind of late notice, it's hard to get anybody with real calibre that, you know, is going to look good, but he ended up not happening. We're counting down the hours, not even the days, to get this lad, and I was very happy that Gabor took the fight. He's a very tough, very durable boy, and he knows how to survive in there, which it kind of worked for me as well. You know, coming back after being out for nearly 2 years, getting a good 10 rounds in front of a home crowd, in front of an unbelievable atmosphere. You know, it was very enjoyable in there.
Did you throw the last one for me? Did you throw the kitchen sink at him, or did you?
I didn't, to be honest, and I hope everybody doesn't slate me, but I have a wedding coming up at the end of the month, and I didn't want no cuts or no bad for me. and that's the God's honest truth.
Was that in order?
Because I knew he was dangerous. I knew he was dangerous with his head. Like, he came in a few times with his head, and when he threw his hooks, like he put his head down and just came in with him. So I didn't really want to engage too much with him in case he drove his head and I got a cut or a mark or anything like that there. I'm sure the wedding would have still went ahead, would it? But yeah, that was a little bit in the back of my head, which probably shouldn't have been either. But I didn't throw the kitchen sink at him. I did throw some heavy shots at him. I definitely hurt him big time to the body. I could hear him wincing, but he's a tough operator. Every time you hit him, he's like, "Oh, come on." And I just smiled at him, like, and I had him another few jabs and got back to doing what I was doing. So he's a tough operator, knows how to survive in there. And I think it was the perfect fight for me to come back after the Andrade fight.
Was it all about getting rounds too, Jason, given the fact that you were out of the ring for so long, and the start of this new journey that you're on again, to try and get back to the top again? Was it all about getting the rounds under the belt again for you?
Yeah, 100%. You know, that's something that I don't regret much in life. I don't regret much in my career. But looking back, and I see a lot of our fighters now at the minute, everybody knows Sheer Sports Elite. You know, we're here to do massive things in Ireland now and put professional boxing back on the map. We have Tyler Jolly, James McGivern, Brett McGinty, the two Walsh brothers ready to make waves for themselves. We have a great stable of fighters coming through, and I know Tyler Jolly just went at his man as soon as he caught him, went hell for leather, got him out of there. And I did that exactly same thing early on in my career, where I wasn't present in the fight. Early on in my career, I wasn't, you know, picking my shots, preparing myself for 8, 10, 12 round fights. It's going to come later in your career with guys like that there that just knows how to survive in there. So for me, it was about getting the rounds in, and that was something that I didn't do early on in my career. I kind of you know, just went hell for leather as soon as they seen him getting hurt. And you know, it's a great saying, you don't get paid for overtime in professional boxing, and you don't. But looking back at my earlier fights, I wish I had paced myself a little bit more in some of those fights. I wish I had you know, gauge my way into the fight, touching, picking, looking for shots, opening up your opponents, doing all these things. But I'm delighted now I'm at this place where I'm able to do it now, but I'm also able to give that experience down to these younger fighters coming through, and some of these younger fighters that are going to be massive names coming through now in the future.
It was obviously a home fight for you, Jason, big down there as well. You waited a long time for something like that?
Yeah, like, fuck me, lads. Boston was unbelievable. And to be honest, I think I took it in too much in Boston. Do you know what I mean? When I got in that ring, I was looking around me at the faces and everything, and this time I couldn't tell you who was sitting in what seat in the stadium. This was a much smaller venue than the Andrade fight. Like, I was a lot more in the zone. I was a lot more focused in this fight, and I was a lot more present in the ring. Whereas I still took the atmosphere in. I still heard the noise. I still felt the adrenaline. I still felt the buzz off the crowd, the energy of the crowd, and it was something else. Like, you know what I mean? I could definitely, you know, I think it's one or two of the venues that you're not going to get around the world that you can actually hear people's voices. Like, it's a very like, I could hear 2 or 3 people's voices. Like, fuck, there's that person. I was like, back into the zone here. But yeah, no, an unbelievable venue, and even in here warming up, like the years that I've spent in here. I remember coming in here in my early days as a senior, and boys getting the better of me and sparring, going home with black eyes and saying, what are you at up in Dublin? What the hell's going on up there with you? Like, you're coming home every weekend with black eyes, and you know, going through that mould, going through that transition. As I says, I had to overcome a lot of memories, a lot of emotions coming back here, especially warming up here, getting back into the stadium fighting. It was definitely special, and it was definitely enjoyable, and something that I'll definitely remember for a long time.
Just last one from me. You're in a happier place. No one looking at you, you're smiling, you're more content again, eh?
Yeah.
After that?
I suppose it's been a long journey. I've been doing this since I was 10 years of age. I'm now 31, and it's been a long journey. There's been a lot of ups, there's been lots of downs, and tonight was definitely one of those ups. And I'm very lucky that you'll see a small circle of people around me, and that small circle of people mean a lot to me. They've been through me through the highs, they've been through me through the lows, they've stuck by my side, and you know, without getting into it too much, I'm very happy, and don't want to get too emotional, but really looking forward to the end of the month to marrying that woman over there. And
congratulations.
Jay, obviously this is a co-promoter with Sheer and Elite, and on Boxer you were there as the promoter for Sheer. Did you have to do any promotion work yourself in regards for this show?
To be honest,
as well?
I barely got time to train. I was fucking flat out. I'm only messing. This here man here, Barry, has been unbelievable. Every time we've spoke, you know, I actually felt a bit bad leading into this fight because we've teamed up, you know, to put on a show and everything like that, and sometimes I forgot that I was fighting, I was the main event. I was like, without sounding like I was the attraction, do you know what I mean, to get the ball rolling, to get this thing going. But I kind of forgot that, and I was like, fuck me, I'm doing it on here, like, although I'm training twice a day, fucking dieting, doing everything that I have to do. But you know, there's the amount of, look, I think we both we're only starting to see the fucking ups and downs in boxing outside of the ring. Do you know what I mean? Like the amount of stuff that you had to deal with, Barry.
The presence that you've seen tonight with Robert Diaz being here, and I don't know if you're all aware.
Yeah,
he was there. So he's come to the end of his term with Golden Boy, and it's a huge honour for us to have him join us. So he's officially getting behind us. and we've been speaking to Roberto on how do we make this plan work for Jason. It's a route, and I think to come back tonight, and I couldn't be prouder of what that lad went in and done that after a horrible defeat. To come back and put in 10 rounds like that's as good as going in and doing 3 rounds. And it wouldn't have mattered if we got lifted one of them stools and hit that fella tonight. He was some tough operator, and I'll tell you, we were lucky to get him. We went through the mill to get the right lad, and we were putting a lot of lads there that have been an easy touch, and fair play to Jason. No, we stuck with somebody who was gonna be there, like, you know. So I think to come through, do the 10 rounds, you talk about ring rust and everything, that couldn't have actually gone better for him. And he showed the maturity there. The boxing was unbelievable. His footwork was outstanding. And he could have gone, he was gone there, but he was dangerous with his head. And again, with the cuts, you know, it was, I was losing my voice with the ref, you know, with the headlight, you know, I was getting a bit...
Were you asked the BOI could use head guards?
It would have been easier, but look, it's a great start. It's like Jason says, we've a great pool of lads there. We've big ambitions. We've a fantastic show coming up in July, which is going to be open air, and well, it won't be completely open air. It'll be under a canopy, so it's a 5,000. It's a private arena. So,
Where's that take place?
In just here in
Lucan, isn't it?
So
10 acre.
10 acre, yeah. So we've got all the parking and everything, and so it's getting the right next step. You know, it's a plan, it's a journey. How do you go back now and you know, Jason deserves a world title. You know, the lads give his life to, you know, to that ring, and I showed him tonight the respect that he took out of that was outstanding.
Jay, it's different for you, obviously tonight. It's the first time that you've been on a card, but also had people on the card that you've managed. Yeah. And what's it like for you to did you have to zone off? Or
yeah. And that's where I want to kind of, you know, talk to the lads. Like, I'm so proud of all the lads, and you know, I really wanted to be there, you know, and, you know, putting my arm around them, and, you know, well done lads, and all the best lads, and giving them wee bits of this, that and ever. But you know, I had so much to deal with myself tonight, and there was a lot of weight on my shoulders tonight as well. Like, I had to go in there, I had to perform, I had to put on a good show, and you know, I had to make sure that I had myself 100% tonight. But I'm so proud of the lads, like, you know, to kick this off the way that we did, and to have a super atmosphere back in the National Stadium again for professional boxing. It's unbelievable, and it's something that we really want to push on now, and we really want. Look, this is what the Irish people deserve. We all know how great the Irish fans are. We all know how great the Irish boxing fans are, and I think that this is what they deserve. They deserve big nights, big title fights, big, exciting domestic Irish fights as well. Do you know what I mean? That's what we want here in Ireland, and you know, I'm sure that it's not too far away in the future.
What's next, Jason? Obviously now you've had a comeback. Do you obviously now start to vision what sort of route you take towards the world title again?
To be honest, I wasn't looking past tonight, and I'm still not looking past tonight, because I'm going back to the hotel now. There's so many people there. There's like, you look at this place isn't filled with an entourage of people in Quigley tops. Like, this is people that are by my side that mean the most to me, and I can't wait just to go out there tonight to the hotel and, you know, have a few drinks with them and chill and relax and just switch off now for a couple of days. And the only thing on my mind right now is, I know there's going to be a list long of stuff that I'm going to have to start getting ready for the wedding, because April has took the full charge of everything, and she's been absolutely amazing. And I'm sure that I'm going to be called. I'd rather get back into a training camp for a fight again than get back into this. But no, I haven't really looked at anything in the future, and I'm not looking at anything. I'm looking forward to getting back out to the hotel tonight, spend some time with these people that you see behind me that mean the most to me, and yeah, I also have my stag party tomorrow actually as well. But, we're going to Portugal for a couple of days, so there'll definitely not be thought of trading or fights coming up in the near future yet from that point of view. But you know, whenever I get back from that, we're going to sit down with the team and we're going to see what's next.
Barry, is the goal for the outdoor tournament, the outdoor venue, and is the goal to have Jay headlining it?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And any particular fight rental that, or?
We just said, look, let's get this out the road and then enjoy the wedding, relax, enjoy the wedding, and then I'll have a lot of discussion now with Roberto. We're working on that plan, and there's no point filling Jason's head with anything at the minute and go away and get married, and when he comes back then we'll make a decision, you know. Yeah. So,
Jay, what is the ultimate goal for you now? From the sounds of what you've been saying, it sounds like everything you've gone through was quite an emotional journey, you've had a long career. Is the goal now to get back to that world title contention and to get your hands on a world title, or is it more financial, or is it more just for the love of the game? Like, what is the kind of your end goal now?
To be honest, that's something that I'm really going to sit down and think about now over the next, because there's been a massive transition in my life over the last 2 years, fighting for that world title, coming off that loss, going through some, I'm not going to say like hard times or down times, but you know, like whenever you come off a loss like that, like I trained all my life to be a world champion, and I never dreamed of being an Olympic champion. I dreamed of being a world professional boxing champion. That's the reason I got into boxing. And to get so close and to fall short, you know, I had a lot of stuff to deal with over that. And I still have a lot of thinking to do, a lot of planning to do. I'm getting married now. I have a whole other life now as well that's starting up for me. So it's something that, you know, I'm going to sit down now with the lads and my family and the people that's is close to me here in this room. Like, everybody in this room behind you is like they've heard so many of personal stories of mine, and each and every single one of them in here has helped me through the journey that I've been on. So I'm definitely going to be sitting down and we kind of spoke like it's the last day of the ring too, and like this isn't what you want to hear. You want to hear, I want to fight freaking Jesus, I want Andrade fight again, or I want to fight Canelo for the world title. I know this is what you want to hear, or calling out an Irish fella or something like this, but like, I'm not giving that, like, you know what I mean, because it's not me. It's not that wouldn't be honest of me. I'm a very honest person, and I'm just going to really enjoy the next couple of days now, enjoy the wedding, and we're going to see then what the future journey and future path's going to be. But yeah, I'm in a great place. I'm very happy in my life right now, which is unbelievable, and it took a long time to get to this place, so I'm really going to enjoy it.
Without mentioning any names, because I know that's again not, so I don't want to stay on that, but
yeah.
Are Irish matchups something that interests you as a general topic? Like, you know, having big fights here against other big Irish names who are, say, on the come up or are already big at the moment, is that something that you would like to kind of conquer in your career? Like, if there was an Irish fighter who had a title, it would, or if you could fight an Irish fella for a legitimate big title, you know, that would excite me. But like, two Irish lads, like, we know the calibre. Like, you look at the calibre of the middleweight division, you look at the calibre super middleweight. I don't know if I'll go back down to middleweight either, lads, and that's me being honest. Whenever, especially when you get married and get a wee belly and all. But no, I don't know actually would I go back down to middleweight either, because I feel super strong at super middle. You know, with my nutritionist on the wire as well, like the difference I seen in my mood, the difference I seen in my training, most importantly my training, like the energy that I've had going into training sessions. This was my best training camp ever. Like, I don't know, was that because it was in Dublin as well? It was, you know, very familiar, but everything just worked great for me. My energy every session that I was going into, you know, I was never really hungry outside of the gym or going to bed at night hungry, anything like that. Like, everything was spot on. And Don McGuire came on board too a couple of fights ago, and it really was a game changer as well for me. So it was It's something that, you know, I'm really going to have to think about as well. But, you know, the only fights that would excite me is title fights, like, and whether that is Irish, that's a wee cherry on top as well, do you know what I mean? And it's especially for the Irish people, and if it's here in Ireland, it's going to be even bigger and more exciting. So it's something that if we could get a title on the line, yeah, maybe.
Last one for me. You had a full camp at Andy Lee for this fight,
Yep.
but of course he wasn't here tonight. What was that like, and did that affect you on the night, or, you know, talk me through that?
No, we dig, I'm used to it. But no, look, Andy has been unbelievable. We have, like, since me and him got together, like, do you know what I mean? There has been so many, and there's so many people talking as well. Why is he not in your corner? Why is he not here? There's been legitimate reasons, but if anybody could turn around and see the work and the advice and the one-to-one sessions that me and Andy has had outside of that, the amount of stuff that I've learned from him, the amount of great training camps that we've had together, it has just been very unfortunate that he hasn't been able to make it into the ring. But Roger was there tonight, his brother, who is so much like Andy. Do you know what I mean? So much like Andy. Like, he's so calm and controlled, and, you know, very, very relaxed in the corner. Like, and Andy has done my corner before, like, you know, in 2 or 3 fights. So it has been very, like, having Roger there was great as well, you know. And no matter what in life, like, we have to adapt to things too, do you know what I mean? And it's God knows what these wee hurdles that are thrown at me are there to maybe prepare me for stuff in the future. I don't know, do you know what I mean? But, you know, I've been working a lot on adapting to certain situations, adapting to certain scenarios, and, you know, making the best of the situations that we're given. But, you know, I had the likes of Sean Foley there in my corner tonight, Gary McCullough. You know, I've been working with them lads back in Donegal anytime I'm not in Dublin. Like, look at that, look at the waxing that man got done for Portugal.
That's yours,
Gary, go on, show it. And I heard he cry like a little girl when he was getting the waxing done. He's going to Portugal in the stag, so. But no, like, I've worked so close to these lads as well, and, you know, they're by my side anytime I need them, anytime I want them, anytime I have training sessions that need to be done to stay tip-top shape. Like, I came into, we've been staying in shape that much that I came into training camp with Andy, and he sent me home for like 10 days, 2 weeks. He says, look, you're fit as a fiddle. He says, go home and just keep tipping away what you're doing. He says, you're fit as a fiddle, you don't need to be, you end up burning yourself out. You know, so that's, but anybody knows me, that's the way that I am. I'm always in the gym, I'm always staying ready. But no, like, as it says, everything has went well with Andy through training camp. He's obviously got his commitments with the zone, and he's at the Joshua fight tonight. How did Joshua fight get on?
1 on points.
He won on points today, yeah. So yeah, like,
next for you.
yeah, why not? Give him a bell there. Give Joshua a shout.
If you're not going back there,
but yeah, no, it's everything went well. Do you know what I mean? It was just unfortunate I couldn't be here with Andy. Has been, you know, he's been a great help to my career, and, you know, he's been very influential. And I couldn't say enough good things about Andy.
Alright, we've obviously had 2 shows now from Elite. Obviously now the promotion now is Sheer Sports. We've seen over the last 12 to 18 months that domestic fights are pretty much what we need to have, sort of the blueprint sort of moving forward. Obviously I know it's unfortunate that McGivern and McGlynn didn't happen this one, but sort of the next show in July, I guess now is the idea is to maybe put more domestic fights on.
100%, yeah, as many as we can. We're already talking to, there's a couple of lads as well that are coming back that we're going to be managing. Victor Rea is one of them, and so we're looking to get them early matched. We want as many domestic as we can on that, and it'll give them a platform to take that forward, you know.
I'm right in saying Victor Boy and Brian Moyla is looking to be on that outdoor card.
We haven't spoken to Ray Moyla about it. He has rang me, but I said, look, I want to just get the show out of the way. Victor definitely, because we're going to be managing Victor, so he's one of them. But there's 2 or 3 that we're looking at now at the minute. It was very unfortunate with McGibbon and Tony McGlynn. I think, to be honest with you, I think Tony McGlynn was just trying. I think his head was wrecked trying to make that weight. You know, he should have accepted it. He was never going to get there to that weight, and it was unfortunate. And then we had Senan Kelly was meant to be boxing another lad that we've taken on, Dara Keogh, and he broke his ribs in sparring. So, and then with Paulson, you know, with Jason's lad as well, tearing the bicep as well. So we were unfortunate with those 3 fights, but 1,000,000%. The priority on that is to get the Irish. It's got to be Irish kids boxing Irish.
Would you like to do cross promotions, obviously with others as well? Obviously with Mark Dunlop and Jimmy Collin, obviously in the north, I guess. It makes domestic fights easier if obviously that everybody's in the same boat. You know, we're seeing 5 shows in 8 weeks, which is incredible for Irish boxing.
Well, I think in November we broke the ice now, and the pond has opened. You know, and it was a long time coming. There was a lot of scrutinisation, you know, to make it happen here, and I think that it's lit the fuse that's needed, and it's brilliant that these are, you know, there's a show in Waterford next weekend, and there's another lad in
Galway then,
and then up in Galway, then with Jamie, and with myself and Jamie have been sitting down and a few of the lads then to look at the card of what we want to do and plan the dates properly and get these lads into proper domestic fights, you know, because, you know, we can bring these lads in from all over Europe and wherever we're bringing them in from, but it's a platform for Irish lads. That's why we're here. So they need to be climbing through them ropes together, like, you know.
Works well, I guess, in both ways. Because obviously, you know, I think we're living in the feeling maybe potentially in August as well in Belfast. So
yeah, exactly.
Maybe the next show may not work, but it means your fighters can get coverage everywhere.
100%, and I think that, you know, it's given, since we've done the show in November, the buzz as well with Katie and that coming back, and you know, with Chantel, I think that's going to be a great fight. I knew Chantel in the amateurs. I helped with Chantel in the amateurs, so we know them really well. I think that's going to be a terrific show, and you know, it's underpinning what's happening now with Irish boxing, and you know, from doing one show for these to start rolling out, starting to give everyone. And you know, I know it was different there with Jason tonight. You know, that's a big following and a lot of interest to see what, you know. But it's getting another sort of an audience now coming back that we're looking for, like, you know. And the only way that's going to happen is with Irish lads, boxing Irish lads, and that's what everybody wants to see, that, you know.
Final one from me then, obviously TV, I guess, is obviously an important part, and I guess it's the thing that's probably missing for Jason's return tonight. TG4's obviously worked with ones in the past. RTE, I guess, come and go whenever they feel like it.
Yeah.
Is it sort of, you know, that the plan maybe for the show in July is getting TV coverage?
100%. So we had meetings with Virgin. We had meetings with TG Caha. We were going to do a deal with TG Caha, but I think we need to stand on our own feet with. We're actually talking with Apple TV. And that's where we're going to be going to the next level with that. And you've got to have the TV, you know, to make this commercially, to give them the platform to take it up to the next level. The TV brings the sponsors, and it's not rocket science, you know. It's a simple business when you know, step back from it. You know, you've got to charge a level to get people on seats, and there's been a lot of controversy on Katie's show about the cheapest, you know. She's going to make, you know, she's not going to have that many more, like, you know. So there's a cost to everything, but yeah, 100%. So that's what the plan is, you know.
Chris, are you here to sing us a song? Because nobody's asked any questions.
Definitely not. Might do one, give me a couple hours.
Hopefully.
Right, guys, we're happy enough for
Lads, cheers, I think.